Hey guys, what's going on? It's Ryan at firearmreviews.net, and up for review again is another Optical USA red dot sight. This time it is the RV2. The RV2 comes in a much more typical form factor based on what people are used to seeing. It's got your standard red front lens. It's got more of a tube type shape. It is a side reflected LED. This particular sight, however, does not come with a dial. It comes instead with push buttons, with a night vision button, a down and up button for brightness levels. It also comes with capped elevation and windage turrets, which also happen to be wired together, which is a nice touch. This sight also uses a AA battery, which is extremely common, very easy to find anywhere. A lot of people will like this fact, very easy to replace. One of the things that I like what I see about Dioptical is that they are continuing the trend of having a front lens that does not appear to have any coloration effect when you look through the sight. The image that you see through the sight is exactly the same color as what your other eye sees, so you're not going to see the blue colored tint. This is certainly a welcome feature to me. While it may not bother some, I know other people it does. So know that this sight doesn't have any bad color effects. The RV2 is fairly substantial in weight. It comes in at 11.82 ounces. So it's not a lightweight, yet it's also not really heavy like a scope is going to be. So if you're looking for a small form factor, lightweight optic for a lightweight rifle, this probably isn't going to be it for you. One of the things to note about the RV2 is that it employs a different technology than what I typically see in red dot sights. The technology that they use to dim the reticle is called pulse width modulation, which simply means that the LED kind of flickers, and the distance in time between each flickering determines the level of brightness that you perceive on the red dot. For most people, this is absolutely not an issue. Unfortunately for me, I am very sensitive to PWM effects, which I also see in tack lights. And this sight is no exception, unfortunately. So if you ever see flickering car headlights and you wonder why, or flickering flashlights, or in this case a flickering red dot, you'll know why. The opposite is current dimming, which does not have this. It simply regulates the current going through the sight to dim the reticle instead of a quickly strobing LED. Again, I just want to reiterate that if you are susceptible to the effects of PWM, it's not going to affect the performance of the sight at all. It's just something that you're going to see occasionally when you're moving the reticle around rapidly. It's certainly not a deal breaker. The push buttons for the RV2 definitely have a click to them, both audible and a tactile feel. However, the buttons can first appear to feel mushy until you press it hard enough when it finally clicks. Also note that when you press the up and down buttons to increase or decrease the brightness of the reticle, that you cannot press and hold to increase or decrease the brightness. You have to click it every time you want to raise or lower the brightness. The brightness settings are not remembered after you turn off the device. So if you turn off the red dot sight, it will, and you press the up arrow for turning it back on, it will come back at the full brightness setting. The RV2 does come with scope caps for both the diopter lens as well as the objective, which is a nice touch. They didn't have to include those, but they decided to. I find that they work very well. They are very difficult to come off, which is a good thing. However, I prefer not to use them. They do elongate the sight because of the way that when they're open, they click and hold open and they stay outward. In practical shooting, I found that the RV2, much like its brother, the EG1, is very fast at target acquisition. It does have a smaller field of view because that's it's more like a standard red dot instead of like the EG1, which has a much larger window. So it's going to feel like a traditional red dot, and if you're okay with a smaller field of view, then this sight will definitely be up your alley. I never had any problems during use. Bright sunny days, cloudy days, indoor. The reticle all showed up fine and had no washout. The reticle is also very sharp. It's a crisp dot. And the glass is very clean without any adverse shadowing effects or reflections. If you want more information regarding the RV2 from Optical USA, go ahead and go to my website, firearmreviews.net, and search RV2 or click the link below. Thanks, guys.